Hi, good morning everyone. I was getting ready to make my kids some breakfast. I made some eggs and we had some muffins this morning, and then I thought they need fruit, and I was getting ready to start cutting up my pineapple and thought, well, maybe I'll do a quick video showing you guys how I do it. I find it to be pretty quick and simple with very minimal waste. And so I was just going to show you again. You're going to have your nice sharp knife. And this is just a regular pineapple that I got from the grocery store. What I always do is cut the top off first, as close to the crown as I can. Now we're gonna do something with this a little bit later, so it'll go into our compost pile. But if you put it in whole in your compost, it's gonna take forever for it to break down. So I'm actually gonna take a little bit of time to pull the leaves off and break it down, but I'll do that in a minute. So back to our pineapple, I like to cut off the top and the bottom part. So right here. So I'm not taking very much away at all, okay? That's gonna go over to the side. And what I like to use is my nose. So when I pick these up, I go ahead and smell them and make sure they smell sweet and don't have an off smell to them, okay? So if you can't smell them at all, you may want to just go ahead and leave them on your countertop for a couple more days to let them ripen up. So then I'm going to take my knife and I'm just going to start to follow the outside line of the pineapple. And I like to leave just a little bit of these, the little holes, and I can take off a little bit more if I need to. But you can see I've just taken off very little of the skin portion. And then I'm going to keep on going around. After that first cut, it's a little bit easier. And I just keep on following it, trying to stay as close to the outside skin as possible, leaving as much flesh as I can. And I keep on going around and around and around. Now, my kids do not mind eating those little pieces. If you have super picky kids, they might not like it. It's a little bit of an interesting texture in their mouths, but it won't hurt you. Now, we love pineapple. It's a really yummy sweet food. It also is great for coughs. So if you ever have a cough, drinking pineapple juice or eating pineapple is really helpful to help make that cough go away. So I'm gonna slice off just a little bit more right here. All right, so then it has a core. So I don't know if you can see that yellow part in the center. And I'm just gonna start cutting around that core as close to it as I can. It's very fibrous, so you can't actually eat it, but sometimes my kids like to chew on it. So again, you can't actually chew it up. And sometimes the little fibers get stuck in between your teeth, which is a great excuse to start flossing. All right, so I'm gonna go all the way around here, as close to the core as I can. And last little piece. So there's my core. Now, if you have a juicer, you can use the juicer to get all the remaining juice out of the core. Otherwise, you want to chop it up nice and finely and put it in your compost. So you want to move all of that over to the side. My very smallest piece, I'm going to use it first, and I'm just going to start cutting it up into small pieces. Now, I know a lot of people are used to getting those little pineapple bits in their in the grocery section of your store, like in the canned food aisles. But this is a little bit cheaper, and it's definitely fresher. So I just cut a long ways, and then I try to cut everything pretty evenly. And then I'm just going to store this in the fridge for the next day or so. My kids will eat it as they like. All right. Okay, so after that is done, I'm going to start taking the crown and pull it apart, because again, the more dense it is, the longer it's going to take for the composting process to occur. So I'm just going to pull all these leaves off, and then for the base of it that I cut off, I'm going to cut that into several pieces. Takes just a minute or so, and that's going to reduce the amount of time that it takes to decompose in our compost pile. Same thing for your skins here. Just going to chop those up. More surface area, smaller pieces, less time in compost. My core, same thing. And I might even go a little bit thinner on these. All right. So that's it. That's how I cut up a pineapple and get it prepared for the compost. I hope you guys are having a great day. I'll see you next time. Bye.